Like, I thought it took significantly longer than it should have. Truly the most annoying and irritating thing that I've dealt with in so long. But now it's gotten to the point where this has become a multi-day project. And it is the most defeating and disappointing thing that I have dealt with for the past 3 days. I give up. It's time to make a change, guys. And this is gonna be a big one. Actually it is a big one. It is a big change. So I've been thinking about this for a little while now, and I think it's time to switch up my case. Don't get me wrong, the Hyatt Y60 is still a great case, but I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of bored of it. Well, not really bored of it. It's just like the white and the black, it doesn't work with my build just because most of my parts are black, and then the white exterior kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit. So I was thinking, what should I go with next if I was to get a new case? Went to Micro Center, looked at all the cases and everything, and then I saw that there was an open box deal for a Lee & Lee 011 compact ATX case. And then I was thinking, my AIO, I need to change that too. This could be just me being irresponsible with my money, but at the same time, the Thermalright AIO that I currently use is not bad, but the software that Thermalright uses for their LCD screen, it sucks. I'll be honest with you. So then I went ahead and I got the Lee & Lee Hydro Shift 2 LCD-S. I was going to go for the -C, but the screen is bigger for the -S version, so I went for that one. Since I already have Lee & Lee fans installed in my case, I was planning on just getting the radiator and the pump, but they didn't have that in black. They only had the white radiator and pump, and the only ones that they had in black were the ones that had pre-installed fans on them. So I'm just going to probably, I don't know, sell the fans or something like that. And then to keep the aesthetic of the vertical GPU, I got the Lee & Lee vertical GPU riser cable setup, PCIe 5 and everything. Oh, and I also got a new screwdriver, by the way. It's a ratcheting screwdriver. Yeah, since I'm not cool enough to get a free Linus Tech Tips screwdriver yet, and I have to settle with this. I haven't used it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not bad. It's a 15-in-1 screwdriver, so it has the bolts and everything in the cap. So the project for today is to replace my case and my AIO. Is it going to be a simple job? Of course not. Replacing the case is always going to be a complicated job. So I will see you guys when I'm done. Okay. So it's actually day 2 of this whole little project that I'm working on. I was up very late last night working on my PC. Like, I thought it took significantly longer than it should have. But this is the first time I built in the Lee & Lee 011 Vision Compact, so it's expected. Let me show y'all what I got so far. So this is how much I've gotten done so far. I was up until 12:30, 1 a.m. last night, and I still didn't finish. So I got the AIO in. I was able to install the fans and everything. So this portion was very difficult to do because I'm side mounting the AIO, which was annoying because I had to hold up the actual radiator and the fans up and then screw them in, but I was able to get basically everything done. What I really do like about this case, by the way, is this, the kind of like hiding the AIO cables behind the case. This is really nice, as well as this right here for the CPU cable. It's like so nice to have an extra specific slot for that. Now I'm running into a little bit of an issue, I guess you could say. I wanted to vertically mount my GPU in this case, but then I realized something. As you can see right here, there's a little vent basically for 120mm case fans to put at the bottom. Now, the predicament that I'm running into is if I do place these case fans here, my GPU is pretty freaking thick, and I'm not sure if it's going to be able to vertically mount just because the PCIe connector at the bottom here is touching the fan, and the top of the GPU is already like directly under the AIO screen. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to vertically mount my GPU with this riser cable. If not, then I'm going to have to make a 40-minute drive to return a $75 riser cable, which is insanely expensive for a riser cable, just saying. Hopefully, I'll probably be done today, but hopefully be done sooner than I want to be. Okay, I think we're at that point where this has basically become a long form video. For about 4 hours, honestly, I have been trying my damned hardest to get this AIO to work the way I want it to work. The Lee & Lee Hydro Shift 2 LCD-S, I believe it's called, has a USB hub connector. That is directly connected to the USB header on the motherboard. The problem that I have been running into is that Windows is just refusing to recognize the USB hub. I have spent literal hours troubleshooting this, trying to figure out what is going on. I updated my BIOS, updated my drivers, reinstalled L-Connect. I made sure that the firmware was up to date. I uninstalled the USB USB driver. I reinstalled it. I power cycled my PC multiple times. I disconnected the hub connector, reconnected it, did all that. I've gone through multiple Windows settings just to get this to work. And no matter what I have done, it continues to not recognize the USB hub. The reason why I've been trying to get this to work for so long is because the LCD screen does work. Problem is, the only way I can use like custom GIFs or videos on the LCD screen is if the USB hub works, because it's the advanced option in L Connect, and I'm not able to use the advanced options if the USB hub doesn't work. So basically, I'm stuck using the default skins or the default themes on L Connect for the LCD screen. And it is truly the most annoying and irritating thing that I've dealt with in so long. As you can see, it works. It's on, but it's stuck with this default skin slash theme, and it sucks. The worst part is that they only had like 13 different themes. It's insane, bro. Like, the fact that this is so limiting makes this so much worse. I'm just stuck with these garbage themes. Like, the funniest part about this whole thing is that this is supposed to be like a short video, as in like a TikTok or YouTube Shorts video. That's why the beginning portion of this video so far has been vertical. But now it's gotten to the point where this has become a multi-day project, because now we're at the end of day 2 and I'm still basically not done. This entire time, I basically have not been able to use my own PC. I've been using a PC, which is essentially like a loaner PC, I guess, for the past day and a half now, basically 2 days now. It's so funny because whenever I want to do a simple upgrade to my own PC, it becomes a multi-hour slash multi-day project for some reason. And it's mostly because it's been Windows that is the issue, which is actually kind of funny, since every single time Windows updates, it breaks something. I might switch over to Linux just off of that. I probably won't. I've been using Windows for my entire life. I'm too comfortable. We'll see what this next step does. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be significantly disappointed, because that means I'm either going to have to get an entirely new AIO, or I'm just going to have to settle with the default themes on L Connect and just take the L, because I need my PC. I need to get work done. I need to get videos done. This sucks, man. We are finally here. It is literally day 3 of me trying to basically upgrade my case and my AIO. This is the situation where that one part of the upgrade that you wanted to work the most out of anything else doesn't work. And it is the most defeating and disappointing thing that I have dealt with for the past 3 days. And I have tried literal hours of troubleshooting to get this to just work. And I give up. I'm just going to have to settle with whatever this default theme is. Regardless of that big disappointment, the rest of the process was kind of smooth. The Lee & Lee 011 Vision Compact case is an amazing case. First thing is the CPU connector has a specific little hole for itself for you to plug in the CPU connector so that you can make the cords look clean, and it's separate from everything else like the PWM fan connectors and all that stuff. The next thing I want to talk about is the AIO setup for this. I'm pretty sure if you've already seen people review the case, you already know that you can set up the case where you can hide the AIO cables behind the case and then have it stick out like this. It's just a way of making the entire case look cleaner, so you don't have giant thin cables just like covering up half the space. Next I want to talk about is the bottom fan like bracket. The fact that it's removable, Lee & Lee, I love you for that. The fact that I can just take off the bracket, grab my fan, screw them on in a whole separate area, and then just put it back in. So easy and so just simple. Another upside is that it comes with a built-in GPU bracket, which is, oh my God, yes. Why don't more cases do this? Having a built-in GPU bracket is so useful. One, I don't have to buy a separate GPU bracket for like 15 bucks. Yeah, if it's 15 bucks, who cares? But still, it's like, now I have to wait for that too. So having it built in just makes it easier for me to put in the GPU, set it up, and then don't worry about it until, you know, I get a new GPU. Plus, it's very well hidden. All right, it is time to take a look at the cable management, because the cable management that they have for this case is probably one of the best that I've seen so far. And the only other case that I can think that I've built in that can compete with this is another Lee & Lee case, which is the Lee & Lee VR100. That case has great cable management, but I think this case has it better. First thing I want to look at is this right here, a magnetic door where like you can just kind of, you know, and then it stays closed and everything. It covers like the cable management a little bit, so it looks kind of clean when you open up the back. I don't know if there's a point to that, but you know, it's there and it's cool. With the AIO, it has little like holes on the side right here where you can kind of pull the cables through. You can see the radiators right here. There's a good amount of space between the radiator and like the back of the case. Now, I know I do not have the best cable management technique, but they made it very, very simple to kind of put everything where it needs to go and then also keep it all kind of compact and not in the way of everything, which does give good airflow in this area. And yes, airflow in the back of the case is still pretty important. So here's a little more of a close up here with the power supply. Another thing that I love about the cable management here is that there's enough Velcros to kind of cover everything up. And I didn't really have to use like that many zip ties. I only really had to use maybe 4 of them just to kind of keep everything together and make it look a little clean. Also, this door is removable. So if you don't want it there, then you can just slide it off. Ow! Oh my God, I just freaking busted my knee on that jump. Pause. All in all, building in this case was actually a great experience besides the AIO stuff. I did struggle with screwing in the fans on the AIO radiator because, you know, there's a bracket in between it. But once I get that over with, everything else was pretty smooth. Did not run into any issues or anything like that. So I am happy with how it turned out. Now I'm gonna rip off all the plastic on the case and you guys are gonna watch me do it, so. Oh, I don't even think you can hear it. Oh, that sounded bad. Freaking, oh yeah, boy. Oh my days. Oh my days. Freaking yeah. There it is. Oh, that was on the fan. It's fine, no, it's fine. Now for the AIO screen. Oh my God! All right, time to put the front glass panel on now to complete the last transaction. Oh my God, that's so good. Oh, dang, bro. This one's like coming off the thing. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got for this video. I'm honestly happy with what it looks like. So I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Hopefully the next video is actually going to be a planned script video and not a random video that was supposed to be a short that is now a long form video, okay? Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, something just magical just happened out of nowhere. I just moved my PC over to my desk, plugged in everything that I needed to plug in, right? And I turned on the PC, opened up L-Connect. All of a sudden, I had a firmware update for the receiver and the controller of the AIO. Excuse me? So I went ahead and I updated the firmware and now it worked. I can customize it. I can actually make a custom theme. Bro, what? When did this happen? This is insane, bro. The fact that just plugging in all of my stuff made this just magically work. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know why it works. I don't know. I don't know. It's a miracle. Guys, I'm happy. Like, subscribe for miracles. I don't know what to say. What should I even put here? I don't even know what to put here. I gave up and now I can't think. I can make this an external screen. So I could probably use Wallpaper Engine and put like a display there for it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have some fun with this for a little while. All right, catch you guys in the next one. Peace. My finger's okay, don't worry.